Hey everybody, welcome to the Fourth Dimension. My name is Remy.
And I'm Benedict.
And welcome. Today, it is the end of the year. It is December now, so you know what time it is. It is the roundup for the songs of the year.
List time.
Yeah, it's that list time, baby. It's been a great year, to be fair. It started off really strong. And yeah, there's been so much to choose. It's actually been so difficult. So difficult. All right, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Let's waste no time. Here are our songs of 2022. Let's go. All right, so number 10. I don't know if this is recency bias, but I love this song. And to be honest, if I had a bit more time with it, it'd probably be higher. My number 10 song of the year is Little Simz, Broken. Very, very heartfelt track. Absolutely beautiful. Actually teared up. I don't really tear up to music often, but that had a lot of emotion in it. And Simz is just one of the greats, and we need to start putting some respect on her name.
Okay, to contrast, my number 10 is nothing like yours. Mine is The Weeknd with Take My Breath, which is just so cinematic, so dancey. That Daft Punk influence is just incredible.
Kavinsky too. Don't forget Kavinsky.
Yes, Kavinsky, yes. Yeah. It's definitely
Love
got that
stuff.
real new disco synthwave feel.
So my number 9 song pick is Earthgang with Waterboyz.
Nice.
I was really debating what Earthgang song I wanted in there because I love the Earthgang album. It was really great. The features incredible. Like Cole came with it. Jid just like, God, Jid.
So good.
Oh, Jid, you are just, And then, yeah, of course, Earthgang just doing their thing, man. Like, honestly, if you're not on Earthgang, you guys need to get on it. Heavily sleeping. They've been
doing their thing for a while now.
They really have. And they've only really started getting attention the past few years, like past 2-3 years. They started getting traction, but like they know what they're doing, man. And I'm excited to see whatever goes next. So that's my number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with Ice 5, which is like a 10-minute long basically jammy track. It is super funky. It goes through so many different phases, so catchy. The guitar playing is fantastic. The vocals are great. It's got this quirky sort of classic King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard energy to it. This is definitely one not to miss if you want something with that real funky feel. So that's my number 9.
Cool. My number 8 pick is Kojey Radical with Gangsta.
Yes, we'd love to see
that. There were a lot of amazing tracks on here, and again, it was hard to sort of fizzle it down to one. But I thought Gangsta was a really heartfelt, really feel-good track.
It sums up what he's about.
Exactly, yeah, and it's paying like homage to his mom and his dad and his upbringing, and yeah, love that stuff, man. Kojey Radical, number 8.
My number 8 is Kilo Kish with On the Outside Justin's song, which is one of the most mental songs on that album. It's just so good. The drum and bass kind of backing to the song, the synth work, the catchy vocals on it. Kilo Kish is really doing interesting stuff when it comes to pop music. And I think this is just the start of it. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
100%.
And definitely something not to miss out on.
Cool. So my number 7 pick is Redveil with Automatic.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, love this track so much. Redveil is such a talented producer, such a talented artist, and so the fact that he made this when he was probably about 17, 18, I think he is literally 18. Yeah, I know, right? Like, honestly, but that's the thing. He is an artist, and I've been following him since he was, a while back now. Maybe he was like 16, and he's always had that eye. And I think this album really encapsulated his talent. Yeah. And Automatic is an incredibly feel-good, very catchy, amazingly produced track. So yeah, that's my number 7.
My number 7 is Rosalia with Hentai, which is such a beautiful song.
Love that song.
Amazing Neptune's production on it to just give that like jagged feel to the production of it. It's a song that you hear the first time, but it does like really creep up on you, and it is like a song that you find yourself coming back to because it's just so gorgeous. And yeah, like probably my favorite off of that album, like a really fantastic song.
Cool. My number 6 is Steve Lacy, Helmet.
Ooh.
Yes, I had to sneak in some Steve Lacy somewhere. Incredibly catchy. Yeah, incredibly catchy. Very feel good. And yeah, it just feels like Steve Lacy. I don't know how else to describe it, but it feels like Steve Lacy. So yeah, Steve Lacy, Helmet. Love that track.
My number 6, well, you're gonna knew this was gonna come up on my list at some point. That's Denzel Curry with Troubles. This is my most played song of the year. This is just such a catchy song. Amazing T-Pain feature, probably one of his best features in a while. And yeah, just so many bars. Like the production from Kenny Beats is like, it's a club trap banger, but it goes like really aggressive on the drums. It's weird. I've come to this song so many times. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. Cool.
Right, we're into the top 5 now. Top
Let's
5.
go.
So my number 5 pick is Gizzard with Raydar. It's a complete ride of a track. There's like 3 different beat switches. Gizzard is absolutely spitting. You know, for someone who's, you know, does producing every now and then, just like some of the intricate details that are like sort of scattered in the song. For example, in like the latter half of the song, there's like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like it's the beat that goes dun.
Yeah,
dun,
no, I know. It's like
a
clanging sound.
Yeah,
so good.
and he's just going off, and then there's the piano like trickles in like just for a little bit, and oh man, it's layered so beautifully.
Okay, my number 5 is Black Country New Road with The Place Where He Inserted the Blade. This song is just so good.
Yes.
It's like when I think about it, I can actually hear those backing vocals in my head. It's just, it's such a gorgeous track. It was really hard to pick a song from this album, but I think this one really captures that real sort of like heart-wrenching angst of the album. And just, it's a 7-minute long song, which just has so many beautiful arrangements. It's so good. It's so beautiful. Obviously, you know, Black Country New Road, sad that the lead vocalist had to lead, but it makes me only excited to see how they can take this sound going forward and these beautiful arrangements and make it into something new going forward. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Right, my number 4 might be a little bit of a surprise, but I genuinely love this track so much. It's number 4 is Quadeca with Tell Me a Joke. This song is incredibly like, oh man, it's all over the place, but I think it's done on purpose. The build up, which he's really good with, by the way. He's really good at building up a track, and then like as it reaches its climax, it's just all goes all in, like orchestral, like beautiful. And for me, the like last minute of this track is just like, oh my god. Quadeca is such a talented producer, and like you can tell all the little intricate details that he puts into it. Like for me, in the last minute of this song, when it all starts getting bass boosted and he starts going crazy, the whistles come in, and the whistles for me is the part that's like, oh my god, like the sounds just complement each other so much. He is honestly shouldn't be considered under the YouTube rapper label anymore. He's making like genuine, incredible stuff that people who have been in the industry for years and years wouldn't even be able to come up to, and he's just doing this probably in his bedroom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, you can hear that as well. That's what I think.
There's
so
a lot of rawness to it, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rawness to it, and it only adds to the sort of, you know, like emotion of the album and this track. Yeah, it does its job very well. So yeah, that's my number 4.
My number 4 is Alvvays with Easy on Your Own, which is one of my favorite indie tracks of this year.
Incredible.
Super catchy, very colorful, indie pop, noise pop track. Such a like passion on the vocals on this one, such a level of angst to it. Definitely one of their best tracks, and one that I've just found getting stuck in my head, as is the case with a lot of the songs on the
100%.
album, especially the first track on the album. Beautiful song, catchy song, wonderful indie track, and everything that I love about this kind of music is encapsulated on this song. So that's my number 4.
Incredible. Well, let me hit you with something, Ben.
Oh yeah.
My number 3 is
Alvvays. There we go. I know what it is.
Pharamacist.
I thought this was coming.
Yeah, this song is incredible. Probably the song that got me into enjoying them and this album. I didn't know about Alvvays that much until this album dropped. But this song in particular, Pharamacist, is incredible, man. Like, I've had a bit of a tiff with indie music in the past couple of years. I feel like it's just really slowed down. It's not been too great. But this album is phenomenal. Pharmacist for me is so catchy. Completely spanned from one direction to the other.
All in 2 minutes as well.
All in 2 minutes.
It's like such a short track.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the replayability comes. And honestly, I don't get bored of it.
It's such a great track.
Amazing track, and I can't wait to see how they go from here as well. So yeah, that's my number 3.
My number 3, you said it earlier. I was actually surprised that this one ended up so high. So my number 3 is Little Simz of Broken. Like, on first impact, this was one of the songs this year that hit me the most. This is such a beautiful track and maybe one of the best songs she's ever done.
Yeah, definitely.
The string arrangements, the backing vocals are really heartfelt and gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's just arranged amazingly. I think Inflo did such an incredible job on this song, and this is definitely one of the best songs that they put together. And I do think that this is the real sort of core of that album. Just beautiful track, amazing track. Little Simz done it again with this one. That's 100%. My number 3.
Yeah, incredible song. I mean, as I say, it's as my number 10 song, but genuinely, if this album didn't come out only 2 days ago, it'd probably be higher. But yeah, I already know this one's going to be special and going to be, one I come back to a lot. So yeah, I love Broken, and I love the album a lot. Right, so my number 2 is one's already been mentioned, but I have to go with it. So Black Country New Road with the place where he inserted the blade. I mean, like, I didn't want to say too much. I'll let you say your piece for that, but like, this song is incredible. The build up, a chorus, the orchestration is just the best part by far of the song, and how they all sort of come together at the end, and just this whole coagulation of just sound is just beautiful. They're all sort of singing in a circle. It is just like actually unreal of a track, and like, honestly, I'm surprised this was beaten. But yeah, this song is seriously special.
That was something actually that I didn't really pick up on when I was talking about it, is just the layers in that song. Just layers upon layers, the vocals, the strings, the harmonies, just everything going on. It's the trumpets. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so grand. A lot of the album does feel like that, but I think this song in particular on that album
that the most,
really does, encapsulates it incredibly well. It's a very emotional song, and it's very sad, but I also get a big sense of like joy and relief. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel that too. Like, it's bittersweet, but it also feels like you're letting something out there,
Exactly, and I think that's the point. I think that's actually the point. So like, it's they did it really well. Obviously very sad here about Isaac leaving, but at the end of the day, as Ben said, I don't think they were tied down to just their lead singer. I think the actual talent of Black Country New Road comes from them as a group, and how they are implementing all these different sounds together, and it just sounding incredible. And yeah, that's my number 2. Incredible track.
My number 2 is Wise Blood with God Turn Me Into a Flower.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Good track.
This is one of my favourite songs of the year. Actually wasn't one of my favourites upon first listen, but as I listened more and more, really warmed up to this track. It's just such a minimal track with mainly just a ambient piece in the background. And then as she goes through the different verses, it's almost like the chorus tends to kind of blossom like a flower, and you have all these sort of different sound effects of birds and ambience sort of that comes in, and it just makes this song feel so much larger than life, and just so ethereal, so atmospheric. It's really had like an impact on me, this song. And for me, that's got to be my number 2.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't include any sort of Weyes Blood in many of my lists, but honestly, that album is really good. And yeah, that song in particular, just being sort of led into that like sort of like drift of like, just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's genuinely like magical. And yeah, it's an incredible track. So yeah, I'm glad that you at least put that in the video for sure, because it does deserve its credit. Right, so number 1, guys, best track of the year. As soon as I heard it, I was in love with it. It's Denzel Curry with Walkin.
Ooh.
I love this track so fucking much. Not just the message, not just the soul sample, not just Denzel just spitting as usual. It is by far for me the ultimate track of the album. And
Yes.
at the end of the day, the ultimate message that he's trying to portray through the song. And I just think it completely fits the whole like samurai, like space cowboy like esque aesthetic he was going for with the album rollout.
It was such the perfect first single to lead you into that. Like, it was just so good.
It felt like Denzel's obviously always been a heavily consistent artist, and he's always been incredibly good. But this to me felt like an upgrade in his sound and his artistry. And again, the message of keep on walking. When life gets you down, you just need to just keep going is so motivational. And again, man, highlighting that mental health awareness is also just incredibly beautiful to see as well, especially within the black community. I made a tweet about it the other day about how this year's been in particular so great for highlighting mental health awareness in the black community because it doesn't really get spoken about a lot. And it's been a great year for that. And Denzel Curry is one of the forces leading that as well. So yeah, that's my number one, Walkin, Denzel Curry. If you haven't listened to it, what the fuck are you doing?
That's a good segue actually, because my number one is Kendrick Lamar with Father Time, which I think definitely goes along those lines you're saying. I think a lot of the stuff that Kendrick says on this record about his relationship to his father, his dad, and experiences that he grew up having, leading to the person he is now, and the way he interacts and the way he chooses to go through things emotionally and things like that. Sampha's contributions on the chorus are gorgeous.
We need the albums. It's been too long. It's been like 6 years. Come on, man.
It's just a beautifully well put together, produced song. Fantastic verses, fantastic feature, heartfelt, great message. And I think actually, obviously we talked about Jid, Denzel, a lot of these rappers highlighting those issues. I think Kendrick has also done that as well. And I think that was one of the reasons why I put that as my number one, is I think it's a very important record. I think not only in the hip hop community, but also for him as well, to highlight this. So that's my number one.
Yeah, no, just to quickly add on to that as well. Yeah, incredible track. Obviously, yeah, as you were saying, he's highlighting issues that are just not really talked about in rap, let alone, arguably the biggest rapper in the world talking about them.
That's why it's so important.
Yeah, exactly. It's so important for the culture, for general, just social, everything. It encapsulates it so well. And again, beautiful song. Sampha is just chef's kiss. Damn.
There's been a lot of great stuff. There's been so much
it's been really difficult to pinpoint it to 10, but like even still, I think we covered a lot of different tracks from different genres and all that kind of stuff. It's been a great year for music. It really has. Don't know if it's been as great as the past couple of years, to be honest, but even still, it's been a really good ride. And yeah, there's been a lot of different sounds, and I'm excited to see what 2023 brings.
We'll be listening.
We'll be listening in the fourth dimension. Hey, you love to hear it. You love to hear it.
See what you did there.
Yes, you do. You love to hear it. Sorry. Right, thank you guys very much for watching. If you like the video, drop a like, a comment, a subscription, if you will. Really appreciate it. It's been your boys, Fourth Dimension. And we'll catch you in the next video. Albums of the year. Whoa! Anyway.
See you in the next one, guys.
Catch you guys later.
Peace.